What's going on, everyone? Tony Ivanov here with another video lesson, and today I'm going to talk about mainly Bitcoin and the stocks that are running alongside of Bitcoin. I have a very special announcement to make at the end of this video. You guys will be very interested in hearing this. I know it's something that you guys have been waiting for a pretty long time now, and best of all, it's completely free. So yeah, just stick around until the end and I'll release that to you guys. But first, I just want to talk about Bitcoin and how it just keeps on running. Last run we had with Bitcoin, it ran around it ran all the way up to 5,000 and it topped out, and it's mainly stopped running mainly because of bad news from China. They were banning the cryptocurrency trading platforms there, and they represent like 30% of the entire market. So when that happened, everyone was saying, oh, this is the end of Bitcoin, it's way overextended, you don't know like how trustworthy it is, it's a scam, it's a pump, it's a Ponzi scheme, all this stuff from all these big hedge funds. It was all over the news, all that stuff. Whenever a stock, especially something like Bitcoin, is talked about on the news, that's when is basically the time to sell, because that's when all the chasers and the dumb money is running towards it, and they're saying, okay, now's the time to buy. I don't want to miss out on this crazy move. It's already up $5,000. I don't want to miss it. Now, I'm not saying that Bitcoin will stop its run. I'm not saying that at all. It will likely keep going up for a pretty long time. But what I'm trying to get across here, let me bring the chart. What I'm trying to get across here is that whenever you want to buy something like Bitcoin that's really popular, you buy it when no one's talking about it, and you buy it in the dips. Simple as that. You buy the dip, especially with Bitcoin, because you can see it's just a repeating pattern. All this basically is just U-shaped breakouts over and over again. This is just another supernova, but you can't treat this like a stock because it has such larger applications than a stock, and this is a brand new technology, and people they're starting to really learn about it and be very interested in it. So I don't expect Bitcoin to end its run anytime soon. So I do recommend you get in, but I do not recommend right now, because you can see whenever this has a very big parabolic run, it just dips back down, and then it bounces, runs up again, dips back down, just over and over again. The only time that you could say that, okay, this is probably the end with Bitcoin, is once we have the next dip. We have to see, will it break out again? So you can either buy in the dip or just buy the breakout of the previous high, and you should be pretty safe, because with this dip, it never retested this previous high. With this dip, never retested the previous high. So buying the breakout on something like this, it's a pretty solid trend as of right now. The main reason why Bitcoin is able to run so much is that it only has a 21 million coin float. So think about that. There's only 21 million of these coins in circulation, and it's worldwide. Everyone knows about it worldwide. It's getting so popular. Just in the last few years alone, it's had hundreds and hundreds and millions of hits on Google, on YouTube, and all the search platforms, just to show how popular this is getting. It's on all the news channels right now. They're all talking about Bitcoin breaking 5,000. So everyone recognizes the name. Oh, okay, it's Bitcoin. We know that thing. It's that one gold that's online. And they see, oh, it broke out again. Damn, like I should have gotten in last time. I'll buy now. And what's gonna happen is that the people who bought the dip are gonna start taking profits into this huge spike, because they know that a lot of dumb money is running into it. Lots of chasers, just lots of people who don't know better. So the dip buyers are gonna sell in here into this spike, and it's gonna show a lot of resistance soon. Not sure when. We could still have this run like one more $1,000. No one knows, but you just have to look for the signs of topping action. But yeah, it's gonna dip back down. the people who bought up here, they're gonna cut their losses, and they're gonna say, oh, it's crashing now, it's crashing, oh, I'm so dumb for buying the top, and it'll just die down, the hype will die down, no one will talk about it, and then it'll just slowly build back on up. So that's just a very brief overview on Bitcoin. So I am invested in Bitcoin, not by a lot at all, but I just want to show you the Coinbase. So just this year alone, it's up $5,000. Just from the start of 2017, it's up, or no, not the start, I'm sorry, not the start of 2017. Last year, this day last year, it's up $5,000. Just this day, it's up $815. So you can see it had a very, very parabolic move today. Same with Ethereum. Actually, it's not running that much right now, but you know, this year it's up $288. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that, you know, don't focus only on stocks. You can use technical analysis across any security. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it has a chart. If it has a chart, that means people are trading based on the chart. That's the one thing they see, is the chart. So if you know how to use trader psychology, and you understand chart patterns, and you understand risk management, you can trade anything that has a chart. It doesn't matter. So that's enough of Bitcoin. I want to talk about the Bitcoin penny stocks, because I know that's why you guys are here. We trade penny stocks. I just wanted to have a little talk with you guys about Bitcoin, how to trade it, how to invest in it, because it's definitely a longer term investment. It's not something that you will see double your money soon. Now it probably will double your money, but over a couple months. So it's a longer term hold, but just know how to play it, no technical analysis, and you will be set. So today I took one trade on SPI. You can see I actually had a pretty big loss on SPI. It had a very, very big crack on me in pre-market. So let me just go over what I saw and why I traded it. Now it was a pretty newbie move to buy this in the pre-market. I just wanted to, you know, make a very quick trade, but I chased up here. I broke my rules. I don't know what else to say. I broke my rules. I'll, you know, say it any day of the year. I will say when I'm wrong, I'll say when I'm right, and I'll teach you guys what I learned from my mistakes. So going with that, SPI, it was up on a news release. They announced some private placements. Now this usually isn't the greatest news, but what this basically is it's a venture capitalist who invested into the company. They invested $33 million into this company, and they got shares in return, but their shares were locked up for 90 days. So that means that they will have no immediate toxic debt and dilution. So that's a good thing about it. But you can see when I bought it on this break of this gradual descending wedge. Let me go to the 2 minute, because this is just a little bit too choppy. So just a quick thought I want to throw in. Whenever you're trading and you don't know what chart to use, you just have to use the chart that makes the chart itself the most fluid and the most clear. And one of the main things you want to look for is your moving averages, your Bollinger Band and stuff like that. You want to see them acting as support and resistance. So right here with the 1 minute, let's just take a look at this. You can see the 1 minute doesn't do a great job of acting as support and resistance. You can see it keeps breaking this trend lines very easily. It broke the 200 moving average without even thinking about it. It really hit the 60 moving average, and it didn't really react to it. But the further along we go with our time frame, the less volatility you will have in the moving average, because all the moving average basically is, it's the average of the candles that you have in the time frame. So if you have a 10 moving average on the 1 minute, all that is, it's a moving average price of the last 10 1-minute candles. If you have a daily chart, it's the moving average price of the last 10 days. So whenever you change the chart, let me just show you this so you can understand. Here's the 2-minute chart. You can see this 60 moving average, it spiked up, but when we go to the 30-minute chart, it barely even moved. So really, that's why you have to understand how the moving averages, they're affected by the chart. So let's just look through all of these time frames, and you can see the 5 moving average does the best at having these moving averages act as support. You can see when the 10 moving average hit this level, it acted right here as a very nice top for all these candles. And then down here, when it dipped, the 60 moving average acted as a pretty good support for these candles. And then right here, you can see the 60 moving average kind of had a wedge pattern forming right here, and when it broke, it cracked down a little bit. So you can see here on this chart, the 5-minute works the best. Okay, so there's the charts and there's SPI. I didn't even talk about how I traded it. So I bought here on this gradual descending wedge, hoping that we would get a nice breakout. Well, no, I'm sorry. The point I bought was when the gradual descending wedge broke out, but I didn't pay attention with the volume because there wasn't a big pop in volume like I really want with these gradual descending wedges. So it just did nothing, and then we had a very, very big crack from 22 cents all the way down to 15 cents in 2 minutes. So I wasn't able to have my stop filled. I kept trying to sell, but it just kept dropping more and more. So eventually I lost around, I think, $180 on this play, and I only put $500 into it, so I lost like 30-40%. I eventually got out at, I believe, 17 cents. I finally sold my shares. Of course, it bounced right back, bounced right off of the 60 moving average, but I didn't want to risk a disaster. You have to stick to your plan. No matter how painful it is to take that loss, it can definitely go down more, because like I mentioned before, this stock was already up around 100% from the time of me buying. It was up around 122%. So you have to really, whenever you're trading these huge spikes, you have to take a step back and look at, okay, how much is this up already on the day? And for this stock, it's already up 120%, has a lot of room to fall down. It's a very small pullback, so it was kind of just a rookie trade for me. And especially trying to buy a spike like this in pre-market, that was, I don't even know what I was thinking. You never buy spikes like this in pre-market. You can buy a spike like this in pre-market, but not 100%. If it goes up like 30%, has good news, this isn't even great news. It's just news. Good news, great news is, contracts, drug approvals, new revenue releases, mergers, acquisitions, all stuff like that. That's good news. Having a private placement isn't the best news. So very bad trade on my end. I'm glad I had my losses cut, because it it continued to fall pretty hard. And then I regained my my loss mostly. I regained like $100. Can't remember what I traded. I cannot remember what I traded. Oh, it was what was it? Let me look real fast. What was it that I cannot remember what I bought today. I think it was CLNT. But anyways, that doesn't matter. Bitcoin stocks. I want to talk about Bitcoin stocks. So BTCS, it's the #1 Bitcoin stock right now, and it's running purely on the fact that Bitcoin is running. You can see that very clearly. You can see the last time we had a very nice run with Bitcoin, this went from around 10 cents, no, from around 7 cents up to 58 cents within 2 weeks. So, you know, whenever Bitcoin runs, whenever Bitcoin runs, you have to keep a specific eye on these 4 or 5 Bitcoin stocks. I'm gonna list them off right now. BTCS is one of them, and you can see the reason why it broke out was, 1, because of Bitcoin. 2, this was on a very large dip here, making gradual higher lows. You can see all right there, it's making higher lows, so it's still going up. And then we had a very easy textbook breakout right here. Let me just adjust the chart over this level at 0.1130. I had this on my watch list, not my live watch list on my website, but when I was watching stocks in the morning, the one thing I told one of my traders is, hey, watch Bitcoin stocks because they're running. And he asked me which one is the best and my favorite, and I said BTCS. If it breaks out over this level at 0.1330, then it's a definite buy, and especially once it broke out over this level, 0.1525, nice round number. It easily broke out of there, and now it's almost at 19 cents. So definitely watch this one tomorrow. Next areas of resistance are 0.19, and then I would say 25 cents. Those are the next 2 levels of resistance. So next one to watch is GBTC. Now this one is a bit of a higher price stock, but it runs with Bitcoin. This is tied directly with Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin. So I'm actually kind of shocked that this isn't spiking up right now. It's not bouncing at all. So definitely watch this. Just a couple of things to point out. We are bouncing off of the 60 moving average on the daily. Let's look at the 50 moving average. So basically, whenever you move up or down when choosing your moving average, so say you have a 1 moving average, that is going to be almost right on top of the candlesticks. It's going to move very rapidly because you're taking, all you're doing is you're taking the average of just one last candle, so it's going to be almost on top of it. But when you take the average of the last 60 candles, it's going to be a much smoother, straighter line, and you can see the overall trend much better. So like I said, whenever you're changing between the 50 moving average and the 60 moving average, it's not going to be a very large difference with the line itself. So you can see it didn't change that much at all. We're still bouncing off around this level. You can see the Bollinger Bands are very squeezed here. We have a very nice wedge forming in this overall level. You can see that, and you know, with the fact that we have the run in Bitcoin, then this will likely run up as well, so keep an eye on this. Next one is BITCF. This one had a very monster run. Last time we had a huge run in Bitcoin, it ran from around like 43 cents up to $3.15. So keep an eye on this one as well. We had a very long halt in it, so people might not want to trade it because of this halt. It was halted for almost 2 weeks, but you know, keep it on watch anyways, because with Bitcoin running, this will likely see some bleed over from all that volume and volatility. So key levels to watch right now is basically just this this moving average on the 30-minute. You can see the price is now over it. So the main thing we have to watch for now is how can the price hold this moving average, because if we can hold this 50 moving average, it'll start to uptrend up and just keep going up and, you know, break through all this resistance here. Now this is a pretty bad recent chart, so just keep that in mind. Be more conservative with your buys, because all this big level from $1 to where it is now, it's just a slow downtrend, just consistent selling going on. Next one to watch is a BTSC. This one is running as well. That's probably just a late print, I think. Let me check that out. Go to the 5-minute. Yeah, that's just a late print after hours. Whenever you see a print like this, especially on the OTCs, you have to remember OTCs do not trade pre-market and they do not trade post-market. So whenever you see a large drop like this in the chart, it's a misprint. It's not a real trade. The price is still at 7 cents, and you can see we were right up against a previous resistance line from the last run. So we got a very nice U-shaped breakout here, breaking out of the high of day, held up against this next resistance at 7 cents, nice round number, broke out of there, and then we got held up against 0.75. So best levels to hold as support tomorrow would be this level at 0.0666, and the absolute best level is having a bounce off of the 50 moving average, because you can see when that happened here, it bounced to that moving average perfectly and ran on up. Next one to watch is DIGAF. Definitely watch this one too, because this is very, very volatile. You can see just today we had a very nice run from around 13 cents to 17 cents. Now this one is very illiquid right now, so don't trade it at this moment. But you can see we're just making higher lows, and we're just on a gradual uptrend right now. So key levels to watch for DIGAF, watch for the breakout of 19 cents, because if we can break out of 19 cents, we will likely retest 26 cents. If we can break 26, we'll have it retest 35 cents, and if it can break 35 cents, it'll retest 38, and if it can break 38, then we're off to the moon, we're off to the races. But just look for volume, look for volatility. So there's all the Bitcoin stocks. Now if you have stuck around till the end of this video, I want to announce that we have a chat room on Discord now. I just made it this afternoon, and there's no one joining it yet, so please please join. I don't want to be here by myself with the stock bot, but you can see the chat room is called Trade Buddy. I'll leave the link down below. It will be the very first link to it. So yeah, we're all going to be meeting here now. We have a couple different rooms. We have the day trading alerts, we have the swing trading alerts, we have the profits chat, we have watch lists, and the main chat. So just a couple quick rules for this chat. The main chat, you can talk about whatever you want. Keep it stock related, please. But you can ask questions, you can give tips and tricks and just stuff like that. But when you're in the rooms that say alerts, please keep it to actionable alerts only. Basically, like whenever you see a stock running, say the ticker symbol DIGAF, new high of day, make sure it's something that is actionable and it's happening right now, so traders can benefit from the alert. And this is going to be a very great thing, because we're going to have hundreds of traders in this chat room who are all watching the stock market, and we're just going to have hundreds of different eyes looking at each individual stock and giving good alerts on it. There will be some paid sections inside of this chat, but the actual main chat itself is completely free. I'm going to be releasing my voice alerts, so whenever I'm placing a trade, I will say with the voice chat, hey, I'm buying this stock right now at this price, here's my size, here's my plan. So if you're interested in that, stick around. But the main chat, completely free. I'll be in here every single day from now on giving my alerts. I will be in the day trading alerts section giving my alerts every single day. So highly recommend you check it out. It's the first link down below. So that's all for today, guys. I'm happy you watched this video all the way through. If you saw value in this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow in the chat room. Peace.